Hello, John. How are you today?
Hi, Karen. I'm doing fine. Thank you.
Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to speak to you. I looked at your website and I was so impressed, and I must really say that you seem to get it, the whole concept of manufacturing of the future.
What I think is important in my business and in my life is that they're not separate entities. My life is my business is my life, and I want to operate such that it's fun to do and that I can do that for as long as I'm on this earth.
And I noticed you combine two passions of yours, art and manufacturing, which makes a lot of sense. Can you give our viewers a little bit of history, how this came about?
Well, I think we have to go back a little bit further, Karen, because what you don't know about me is that you've seen the art, you've seen the website, is that my passion for business and what we do is really comes from a racing background. In a previous life, I was a professional boat racer, did that to my mid-30s, and when I had my second daughter and more responsibility at work, I decided I had to make a decision whether I would maintain my marriage, continue boat racing, or run a family business. And I chose the family business, but I never lose sight of the lessons learned from both engineering and from racing. And today, not only do I, but my wife and I travel around the world to major art venues like Art Basel or the Venice Biennale or many other. Berlin, just came back to Berlin not long ago. But we also follow Formula One and all the lessons learned of continuous improvement, and it's always broken. And when I was racing boats, I had people that would work day and night, drive all night, work all day for meals just to be part of something. And it was that passion that I've tried to take to our business as well. But the art came later. That was after the first dog died and the kids left home, that my wife and I had some time to explore, and we moved into a mid-century home that seemed to be well suited to modern contemporary art. And we started traveling to our local museums, the School of the Art Institute, to be able to learn and study it. And it's something that we do today. And I think that really it came out of building fast cars and boats as a younger person to today conceptualizing what our plant looks like, our equipment looks like. So if I were going to go to school today, I'd probably be looking at being an industrial designer or some sort of a designer. And once you hang with an art crowd, it's not only is it art and photography, it can be industrial design, buildings, fashion, and we find that very fascinating. So today, I'm on a collection committee at our Museum of Contemporary Art in Chicago. I advise the fashion school at the School of the Art Institute, one of the largest teaching institutions in the world, and also help the industrial design students at the School of the Art Institute visualize and realize products. We help them take a product to Salon de Mobile in Milan this year. And we continue to work. So the benefit of this is just being around a lot of very, very creative people, but also that this gives us a design team. I can put an industrial design team together to work on a product. I can put all sorts of interesting disciplines in a room to do things that are different. And I think that part of what we're about, and not just bringing art into our business, it's also about collaboration, that we can bring everybody together. And I think one of the interesting things about our business, I will guarantee you that the colors in this room that I'm sitting in, our boiler room today, I was a part of those decisions, but at the end of the day, it was a team of people, from a designer to an architect to a cabinet maker to metal fabricators that built the space out. And it doesn't matter at the end of the day, as long as we have fun doing it and it's successful. And that's what manufacturing is about.
So are your employees aware in what special environment they work in?
I think that yes, I do. They know they're in a different space. And just like with visitors, whether they're from Germany or Japan or Italy, people interact with it differently. Some people come into the space and they're neutral. They don't interact at all. Others people walk into the space and they behave totally differently. But I would think for the most part that if you would talk with many of our associates at work, that they would say that they enjoy working in this environment. They like learning about art, some more than others. But I think you have to think about this in the terms of some of the writing that's been done today about design thinking. I mean, we're looking at articles that are being written today that people that will run the big corporations of tomorrow may come from a master's of fine arts, not a master's in business.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I think we behave differently, and we're very proud. I think our organization, when you interact with them, it shows about the space and how they work in the space.
John, there is so much talk these days about innovation and creativity. From your perspective, what do you think does it really take to be a successful manufacturer today in North America?
Well, I think it takes many things. But I think that what we're trying to do, and the conclusion I've come to, Karen, is that there's two things about people in my organization. I don't believe that I can motivate people with money, nor do I believe I can motivate them with fear. My job is to surround myself with a diverse group of creative people and help them find their true north, what makes them excited, what makes them lifelong learners, and see if I need that in the organization. Mm-hmm. And if I do, we can help each other. If I don't, we have to help each other get to a better place. But I cannot be I can't motivate myself to do something I don't believe in or I don't have a passion for. So what we're trying to do with our organization is, and again, as a small business, we're under 50 employees. We've got some very long-term employees. Our goal is to help them build their individual lives. Mm-hmm. And then we're trying to invest in them, whether it's education, coaching, life coaching, whatever it is, to show that we care about them, and in turn that they see a passion in what we're doing.
Wow, you would even invest in life coaching for them.
We would do anything. We're family. We're family. If they're not having a good day at home, we're not having a good day at work. I can't separate my personal life from my business life. And so you have to show an interest and sincere caring. So that we're very much, we don't have a very fancy strategic plan for our business. What we believe in, we're trying to create a brand for our company, and you see that in all the art and all the other things that we're doing. And the other thing is that we're trying to create a culture that tells us who are the customers we wish to work with and who are the employees we work alongside with. And if we have good values and we always try to do the right thing, make right, honest, ethical decisions in every aspect of our business life and our personal life, then you start to gravitate to the right suppliers, the right customers, the right associates.
This brings me to my next question. How easy or how difficult is it for you to attract the right customers?
We have no difficulty attracting customers. We've got a pretty good global following today, and it's because since the recession, we focused more on marketing and promoting our business in a more professional manner. For the first almost 70 years, we were able to do it without a sales organization and just a reputation of a leader in the field of designing and manufacturing plastic gears. And today it's more difficult, and I would say this, that it's not too difficult to find business. Our good customers today are customers that use every aspect of what we offer from design forward. And that becomes a lot more collaborative. It's all about relationships. It takes a lot more energy in learning each other's organizations. So that I think it's easy to get business on the surface. It's difficult to be aligned properly with the business. So our philosophy today is that to decide who we want to go deep with because of values and cultures and want to treat us properly. You know, many big businesses today, they lead with their purchasing department, which only has one objective, and that's price.
That's right.
When you try to, and you have a hard time selling your value proposition if they don't understand what you're doing technically.
John, would you walk away from a customer if you think that you are not aligned?
Absolutely.
Yes, you would say no.
Absolutely. Well, the thing is, the other thing about our business model is we're very niched. We only make high precision gears, and we don't make any other type of component, and we're comfortable with a certain range of product design and so forth. And yes, it's becoming easier and easier to say no, because we know that we are not either bringing the right value or that we can't earn the margins that we wish on the business if it doesn't fit our core competency. So one of the benefits we have is that we're very, very narrowly focused.
Yeah.
We can very quickly get to know.
What I find so interesting or almost fascinating about smaller businesses is really their spirit about innovation, about creativity, and also when you talk about values, I think employees in big corporations, they sometimes forget the values they once held.
Oh, I would say, especially in Detroit. I mean, I've got family living in Detroit area, and I love Michigan, and I love the people. But some of the people there, they put their game suit on and they go to the office, and they become something totally different.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Yeah. They're forced into different places. They've got to be uncomfortable to act in ways that you probably wouldn't do with your family and friends.
That's right.
It's a tough world out there.
Absolutely. Do you think we have a good chance competing against low-cost countries from your perspective?
Well, I think that our business today, we're very, very, very excited about the opportunities we see today. And the opportunities that we're seeing today are with Japanese, German, Italian companies more than American. I'm not quite sure why that is, but it is, at least right now. But about 70% of our product is exported today. We either export to Canada, which I would not expect to do in the future, and our amount of export to Mexico is going up dramatically. So that we're competing today on being in North America. We're competing though more on our engineering research and R&D. We're doing materials research, gear research, application research that our customers are not investing in. So that gives us an opportunity to help a discerning customer differentiate themselves in the marketplace by not making me-too products.
Okay.
But it's because of the dollar and because of logistics. Most all of the business we're getting today, and it's been significant in terms of the number of new clients that we're interacting with, it's because of their long supply chain going offshore. That may be Asia, but that they don't want to bring product in from Europe or Japan to assemble here. But they're going into Mexico to assemble because of the labor costs there. Now, Mexico's labor is very close to Chinese labor today with a lot less hassle. Mm-hmm. So if it's going to be built here, I think it can be manufactured here. If it's going to be built in China, it'll be manufactured in China or India or maybe in various parts of Europe, especially Eastern Europe. But I feel we're competing on knowledge. We're competing on knowledge and
absolutely.
And
what are your observations in the industry? Where do you think companies sometimes overlook opportunities?
I would say it is it's in what I don't see people doing. Most big corporations, what in my estimation is they've consciously created silos. It's the silos of purchasing, the silos of engineering, the silos of manufacturing, and each silo is motivated in a different way with different metrics. And that I have not seen many examples of management in large corporations that has the guts to break down all those silos and make a cross-functional team work for the common good of the business.
Yeah, there's no shared reality sometimes. That's what I find.
Well, I just think that, I also think that today too few businesses are run by people that are manufacturing people, if they're building a product. It's run by the MBAs and the accountants that are looking at a lot of spreadsheet and forecast and data and don't understand the core business to be able to make the good decisions. Not enough businesses run by people that came off the plant floor or at least out of engineering.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the companies where engineering is subservient to the purchasing function, they make decisions for different reasons than you would make them innovative and competitive from a product level, not just a cost level.
Absolutely. I have to say though, when I compare Canada to the US, I believe the US really gets it, has created a brand made in America. In Canada, we don't even know what made in Canada means. Is it made here? Is it assembled here? So we are not really sure about that. Uh, do you have any opinion on that?
Well, I read that in your book, and I agreed, and I think that but I don't think that we're as passionate as maybe Europeans are, the Germans, or that would say that we're going to try and make here and buy from ourselves and be proud of what we do. We need more of it. I think we both need more of it, and maybe we're a little bit better off than Canada, but I think this whole issue of of labor costs and where things are going to go, both Canada and the United States have to create an environment that people can run businesses there competitively and so forth. And it has to do with a lot of different issues that we can't control. But
Absolutely.
keep our fingers crossed that we think that our governments think wisely as to how they can support it. But we in our area, there's a lot of talk about trying to build our local economy in Chicago by promoting advanced manufacturing. We have a lot of young, highly educated people from the universities that right out of school want to come to Chicago because it's a very affordable city, a lot of culture, a lot of good things to do. We have a lot of universities here as well. It's just, can you keep them and then attract businesses that can employ them? So that being centrally located, we have a lot going for us right now, and also from a manufacturing standpoint, source to raw materials and suppliers and so forth from the air, from water, or by road, we're in a very good position. But we're competing. I mean, we're having no problems finding customers if they're going to build product in this part of the world. And we have to keep doing the R&D and keep doing the engineering, and we part of our success is strategic collaborations that we work with our like the trip I was just on to visit our machine tool supplier in Linz, Austria. We went to this company, Engel, 25 years ago and said, we'd like you to be our strategic partners. Let's go build business together. And they've helped us build our automation, to build our plant. We're a sales showroom for their operation. And it's a win-win. It's 1 + 1 = 3.
Makes a lot of sense, absolutely. One final question, John. How important do you think it is to combine passion and purpose with business?
How important is passion? Oh, it's extremely important. I think that the challenge today is when I went to engineering school in the 60s, I probably come out of engineering school with my education, could have faked it for 10 or 15 years without having a lot of radical change in knowledge. I mean, knowledge changes, at some exponential rate today, so that someone coming out of technical school today or going into the workforce today, if you aren't a lifelong learner, then you're obsolete in a matter of weeks or months.
Yeah.
And how do we, and if you don't have a passion for something and you aren't going to be continuously reinventing yourself or everything you do in your work, you fall behind. This is and with our lifespan extending, you could be working for a lot of years. Our senior engineer, who's in his early 80s, we filed 2 patents last year, and we're working on more this year. And he's got a curiosity and a passion and a computer literacy that you hopefully will go on for a lot more years.
Wow, how old is he? In his early 80s, you said?
Early 80s, and we filed 2 automotive patents last year, yes.
Wow. Yeah, see, that's inspiring, though.
But what we do is we take a gentleman like that, and we pair him up with a younger person, and we do that with our tool engineer as well. There's a lot of people, and there's another thing to our society, I don't know about Canada, but certainly the United States doesn't appreciate the people that run my business, the key people. Some of them, I don't even think have high school degrees, but they're lifelong learners. They have the critical thinking of an engineer, and they can work with their hands. One of the challenges I think we have today is we're graduating engineers in mechanical engineering schools that aren't even mechanical. They have good math and computer skills, but they have no idea how things are built.
Yeah, it's not enough hands-on experience there, right?
Right. Right. But I think just to summarize, Karen, what I think when I think about what makes manufacturing sexy for us or makes it such an attraction is that it's about creating and making. It's about coming together every day with a group of people with a common interest to make something that we couldn't do individually, that we're having fun with. In some cases, it's creating the idea or engineering the idea. In others, it's fabricating it. And once you've experienced that, and that's really one of the things that came from my racing days, was working with engine builders and boat builders and designing things to go fast and having fun doing it, and all bringing their individual passion to the table. And that's what we do here. We've got tool engineers and materials engineers and design engineers and automation engineers and technicians. And I use the term engineer. That may be somebody, I say, with only a high school degree that is just very, very passionate about what they're doing. And collectively, we can be competitive. We can do and have some fun. Got to have fun.
Absolutely, that's a very important message, John. You certainly offered with this interview a very interesting perspective. I'm sure many people will watch this interview because it's true. It's all about fun, and it's about having a purpose every day to get up and see what you create throughout the day.
Right, right.
And not surviving the day like so many others do, right?
Right, and it's having a passion that other people appreciate, and that then you feel that you're bringing value. And it's like our senior tool engineer or our senior gear designer. It's fun to be part of something that you can say, I helped build that, or I helped design that, or we helped solve that customer's problem. And the way we look at it, though, and the thing about manufacturing is, because it is so dynamic and so high speed, and because we're making products that if we don't ship a good product today, somebody's not going to be able to ship a car tomorrow or the next week, is that you don't have time to linger on, let's think about it for a week. You just have to do things right now, today.
Yeah.
But so there's a certain euphoria that comes with that, and it's like being on the front lines of the battlefield. There's a lot of energy that goes into that, and it gets tense. It gets very, very challenging sometimes. But we don't look at it as problems. We look at it as a whole series of very different complex puzzles. So you get up in the morning and you wonder what kind of puzzles you're going to have to work on today, and it takes you to different places and different using different resources.
Well, if we wouldn't have challenges, we wouldn't learn and we wouldn't grow, right?
Correct. Right. That wouldn't be any fun. That'd be boring.
That's right. John, thank you so much for your time. I truly appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Enjoyed talking with you, Karen. Good luck.
Thanks so much. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.